What is that ripping noise?
Completing a YouTube video here on how we grew an amazing crop like this.
New year, same wire pile. Black cockatoo in that tree. Happy New Year.
Oh, I just put it in accident. What we're planning to do, are you filming me?
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, I guess. Both myself and Dave have been really crook. Our whole family's been crook since we got back, but I'm feeling energised today, so we'll give this a crack. But 2024 is going to be really exciting here, as it always is. I've always got ridiculously lofty plans and goals.
Just going to start 17 more businesses and
no,
35 brands.
Not 17, Dave. Don't be fucking stupid, mate. No. We've got plans to. We've transitioned from a period of spending a lot of time on infrastructure projects, predominantly fencing and stuff, to where we've completed a lot of those projects now. We've got a little bit more time to allocate back to improving the ethical component of the animals. So one of the things that we've prioritised is, and we've seen over a lot of years, when we have ducks on the pond, ducks are happier, the yield is better, the fat is more consistent. So we're actually starting a project where we're going to put in all of these cells, you know, we've got about 48 cells here, we're going to put in a small dam system that's also going to be a part of a process where we can then irrigate those cells as well. So we fill the dam up, the ducks use the dam, splash, play, drink, do whatever. They're only in the paddocks for 4 weeks. Ducks get processed, and then we'll have a flood irrigation system where we can empty that dam and then obviously improve the ecology with a little bit of irrigation. Mm-hmm. And they will refill naturally as well. And then we'll have that water stored in our ecosystem to use whenever we want.
Hectic.
Yeah, so of course to dig dams, which I know absolutely nothing about.
I thought Dame's just going to do it with a shovel.
Get heavy Mick down there.
Yeah, Mick, Mick could dig them with a shovel.
Yeah, so we've got to buy an excavator. I'm looking at one at the moment. I'm waiting for a guy to ring me back, but we don't need a big machine. But these dams, they definitely don't have to be deep. But yeah, we just need something to scratch around, and of course the first 4 or 5 dams we'll do will be terrible, but we will work it out. Same way we've done everything here. We've already got the skid steer, which will help us compact the dam wall and stuff like that, but the digging will need to get an excavator, and there's a lot of other jobs around here to be very handy to have an excavator for as well. So well, we're going to make a video now about the fact that we've grown this with the animal disturbance and fertility without a drop of fertility. There was no petroleum fertilizer put down with this. We've sprayed no biodynamic starters. There's been no liquid fertility or anything put on this. This is just cycling the animals as nature would. And I guarantee you, people are going to watch this, they're going to say, no, he's full of shit. He's put, you know, a ton per hectare of fert on that or whatever. I can assure you we didn't. I don't even have I've never seen a bit of petroleum fertilizer in my life. Leo's done a great job. Great job.
Oi!
Just when you, because obviously I spend a lot of time in the shop and whatever, so you know he's been well and truly been running this place for a long time. But when you're physically in another country and your cell phone doesn't work, that's when the autonomy really hits you in the face, doesn't it?
Well, that's when the investment that you put into people pays you back, doesn't it?
Yeah, not only that, but I think even in his mindset, it was very much a case of, well, I've got this. You know, there's nothing, you know, because farming very much is, especially in the context of what we're doing here, it's things break or animals jump out or trees fall down on fences. All right, let's, you know, it's a lot of putting out fires, you know. What do you think of this, Darv?
Well, that looks like the most ridiculous crop of things that you'll now tell me what they are.
Yeah. Come on, Mike. Come through here.
Yeah.
I want to lose you in here, Mike. So, far out. I didn't plant kangaroo grass, but there's kangaroo grass in there. I did.
So that's volunteer,
That's
right?
a volunteer, yeah. And we always get that here. We've got a very good seed bank. We're adding to the seed bank. We're not trying to eradicate what's there. There's some really lovely stuff on this place. But
because regen community
look at
alike.
on that, Dave.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It didn't rain last night, did it?
Hasn't, well, no. Although it just sprinkled here, didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah, when we were inside.
Oh, okay.
You had your back to it, though.
Yeah, okay.
You missed it.
Anyway, so we drilled this probably 6 weeks ago now. And when I went away to the Philippines, it's probably about 8 or 9 inches high. And even I'm a little bit shocked to see. I mean, it's well over 12 and 1300 mil high, 1.3 meters high in areas here. And I went for a bit of a blast through here the other day, which we will. And I couldn't believe the amount of insect life. That's probably the thing that jumped out at me. So hopefully we can show you that.
And
yeah. And some of the more desirable species, a lot of lady beetles and stuff in there, which is what you want, the predator. And that's why it probably looks so healthy. Nothing's eating this. You can see there's not a nick out of any of the leaves. There's no rust. It's a very, very, very healthy plants in here. So the ecology's working. The good bugs are winning out over the bad bugs. You know, everything's working pretty effectively in here. So come on, we'll go for a walk.
yeah, I certainly have never seen growth like
Look at
this
the time of the year.
natural.
I mean, there's people most people around here feeding out hay.
This is like a scene out of like one of those movies where is it Angels in the Outfield? The one where in the cornfield with Kevin Costner?
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
What's that called?
It's not Angels in the Outfield,
No,
is
it's not. It's Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. This is like Field of Dreams. Oh my God.
So, if we sort of push this aside, you can see it's not just the oat, the big tall oat, or the kangaroo grass, or the rye. Like that's a rye.
Yeah.
There's stuff growing in here. There's clover down here. There's subclovers and there's other species, and that's what I always look for. I want to see that there's layers, because once this grazes off and we allow a little bit more light to get down underneath, all that stuff's going to go as well.
Yeah.
And the soil's pretty good. Pretty good moisture. So in theory, with the weather we've been getting, and we're still forecasting just little drips and drips of rain, I'll be as clever as I can with this. So we've got 80 head, 50, 60, 70, 80 head of calves here at the moment. That's what we're using as our ruminant. And you won't be able to see them in here. Some of them aren't even this high. So they'll knock a lot of this over, which is fine. But I'll probably only give them, believe it or not, I mean, there's a lot of feed in here, but I'll probably only give them 2 days in here initially. Fill their guts up initially, and then put them off on something that's a little bit drier.
Yeah,
I'm lucky I've got some really good drier paddocks as well, and bounce them back and forward, and they will throw weight on.
Yeah.
Throw weight on. But this is just, this is what it's all about for me. As much as the feedback of being in a restaurant, seeing your duck and getting the privilege of eating it, and that is an end product. This here, when you talk about our company, what we talk about is healing the earth, creating ecosystems, rebuilding ecology is our number one focus. This is a much more pleasing experience for me, standing in a paddock like this, than sitting in a restaurant with a chef eating one of our finished products, because the protein is a byproduct of healing the earth, sequestering.
Keep going.
Yeah, so very proud of this. Not to mention too, this isn't there are cells I can take you to that probably have grown more than this, but you know, they're north facing and they've not had the treatment that this down this end of my place is. This is, if you look past,
yeah, we can
this,
see that.
it's a floodway. This is a floodway. I've never grown anything down here. This really is the end of my property, or the acreage on my property, that is very much less desirable. And I never thought in my wildest dreams we could create biomass like this. This is just, yeah, I never thought we'd achieve this. And
you reckon just one group of ducks, or like a?
Well, there's a discussion. I didn't think there was any ducks through here. We definitely had pigs through here, and I definitely drilled this. This isn't, obviously these are not volunteers. This was drilled, but it was only drilled through you guys have seen my process. We over disturbed with the pigs. We've probably got footage of this cell, do we?
We do. I have to find it, but we've got footage when it was like that.
Yeah.
And we've also got footage when the pigs were in it. I don't know if I had a close-up of it. But...
Yeah. And then we just drilled it with my shitty 1956 Conochet. There's nothing fancy about the gear I use. It's not expensive. It's just old shit that it still runs perfectly all right, but it's not like we've got people in here using $50,000 direct air seed systems with compaction wheels. It's nothing like that. I mean, I drag a rubber mat behind my friggin' seeder. You know, you don't need the fancy gear.
And it becomes a lot more efficient when it's such a small space as well.
Exactly.
It's not like you're drilling 1,000 acres, right?
Exactly.
Like, what is this cell? Is it an acre?
This is almost exactly an acre.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's not... How long does it take you to drill it? Like,
not an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the scale that makes it great, because the quality of feed that you're getting versus the effort and the dollars.
And the other thing that's it's restored for me is because my neighbour here, Phil, probably one of the best operators that I've had the pleasure of knowing, is an incredibly knowledgeable man, and he's taught me a lot about. He's the one that got me into pasture improvement and seeding, and he actually bought me that seeder, and he's been wonderful. Mentor for me. And both he and I fell out of love with oats a couple of years ago, because we had 1 year where we did really, really well, and then Phil's obviously got a system where he's sort of monocropping, so he'll just put oats in, whereas I'm using it in a mix.
I'm gonna have to stop again. I'm like, how do you meant to
go back a bit,
negotiate it? We're both 6 foot tall plus, and it's up to my top of my hip.
What? Are they cool? Can you see me, Dave?
Not really.
Tell me when you're filming.
Oh yeah, I'm filming.
Oh. Come on, cow. Sorry, I'll continue. Yeah, so we sort of fell out of love with oats, but this is well and truly in a mix. You can see how they look very prevalent. So I put down probably, let's say the oats I put in this were probably only about 20%. And at the moment it looks like it's prominently oats, but that's not actually true. There's a lot of stuff in there. It's obviously done fantastically well in these conditions, but yeah, there's plenty of other stuff in that mix. So, and the other thing that you've got to look at is the price of oats. Like a 20 kilo bag of oats, it's ridiculous. It's almost free. Seriously, when you look at this now. And oats, I know it's an annual and it's a cereal, but they actually are very good for the soil and the ecosystem too. So it's not something you want to plant year after year after year. But sorry, mate, what'd you say?
I think you said they are deeper rooted, right?
They haven't got a very deep root, but they are very good at fixing certain things in the soil. And for whatever reason, the ecology and the fertility level down here was absolutely fucking perfect for them. Look at it. I mean, it's just, not only is it as high as what it is and as dense as what it is, but look at the colour of it. This is what people talk about getting soil tests done and putting a shovel in the ground and looking at your soils. What about just looking at your plants? Aren't they telling you the health of the soil? I mean, it looks like I've come down here and painted this. It's a dark green. It's very exciting. We might get lost if we venture in too far here.
I think you've lost your son. But...
Wait, where's Heavy? Hey!
Oh, I heard him. Yeah, exactly.
People sort of talk about how destructive pigs are. Well, I obviously disagree. You're standing where we are here. This is obviously where we had the trough. So this was the most heavily compacted. But I don't till. So if I'd come in here and tilled this up a little bit, then the seed would have taken. But I mean, what's that? It'd be lucky to be 10 square metres, and then look at what they've created for us. You know, look at what their facility's done for us. So I still swear by pigs. Pigs are the guilty pleasure of a very robust system, and that's what I feel that we have here. Our fertility system is very robust with the ducks and the chickens and everything else, and we can afford a certain amount of pigs on this place. But if that's the sacrifice for that, and I will fix this anyway as the seasons continue, like we'll never put the troughs back here, you know, they'll get transition, and this will come back. But it's a pretty good compromise, I reckon.
So Lick's just about to push these calves down into what we can only assume is going to be the greatest day of their lives. There we go. First one saw it. Now, happy birthday, everyone. See, now they've all gone, oh my God. Oh my God. So, how does that make you feel?
Oh, incredible, mate. I mean, look, you're not going to get a better product or a healthier animal than letting them get in there and have a chew on that. And the best thing about cattle, as opposed to some other ruminants, is they're very clever grazers. They know how to eat these plants efficiently to help them regrow. And there's components in their saliva that do that, and cattle are very, they really are put on this earth just to eat grass. So they'll do a wonderful job in there. That's an incredible feeling, mate. I mean, you can't see half of them. That's what you want, And that's, there's parts of this world where crops like this are pretty standard, but you've got to remember, we're at the back end of summer here. We haven't had a huge amount of rain. We don't use any petroleum for fertility or add any fertility to our soils. It's all done through the process of cycling the animals as what happens in nature, and these are some of the results you can get. So it's good day. Yeah, I was just saying that the results like this, like the pipe dream, I guess, for anybody that's running a ruminant animal, because of course the hypocrisy of our system is that we buy grain in to feed our pigs and our ducks. Results like this make you think, fuck, could we?
You start to. Yeah. You've talked to me about, sunflower, pigs eating sunflowers and.
Totally, and we will, like I said before at the start of this video, we're transitioning out of having to build fences 24 hours a day to having more time and manpower units, labour units to start some of these projects. And I spoke about, we should go and have a chat about maybe some of these dams we're going to dig.
Yep. Hello. So mystery twins.
A couple of freshies there.
How good. She's enormous.
So
you were rolling around in this in, was it October?
Yeah, this has been grazed quite a few times, but it still looks really good, doesn't it?
Well, one time we came in here, I was with Leo maybe a month ago, and they were in here grazing it, and they trampled, like heaps of trample.
Yeah.
But obviously...
And you can see how thick it is too. It's still, so it's so protected from our summer sun now, it's still looking really great. You can still get quite a few more grazes out here, but I want to talk about, and I want to talk to you guys on YouTube. If anyone's ever dug a dam, can you reach out to me? Because fair dinkum, the furthest I've ever dug is a post hole, so I don't know a damn thing about it.
You've got some pretty big post holes, to be fair.
The idea of this is, you can see the cell configuration. So the dam would be quite high in this ecology, thinking about it, 10 square metre little dam. And then across the front edge we'll plant some trees for shade, so the cattle can still get in and out. And then the idea being, once the dam's completed, there'll be a swale that will take the overflow into the dam of the next cell, and then the next cell and the next cell. But then in the dam wall, there will be a pipe, an overflow pipe, gravity fed one down the bottom, same as what Joel Salatin does, and then we can flood irrigate this cell. So ducks come in, use the dam for 4 weeks, crap all over it, so the water will be like liquid fertilizer anyway. We process the ducks, we open the valve, and we just trickle irrigate this particular cell. And then if it rains again, because we've got the road there, I'm going to be able to take the water from the road. And in an ideal world, they're all just full all the time. Would be fantastic. So the idea there, every single place you see ducks on this, everywhere we have ducks and tassel place free range, they'll have the dam, and they love being in the dam. So
how much better do they do on the dam if it's worth all of the work of putting dams in all your cells? So you just said 48 cells before.
It is. So financially, you got to remember, so we're running almost 1,300 ducks a week, and we average about 100 grams a duck more for a duck that's been on the dam, like what you can see over there.
Am I an idiot, or is that 1.3 tonnes?
Yes, exactly. So 1.3 tonnes at $12.50 a kilo. Well, the maths has always been there. It's just, did we have time to buy do we have the money to buy an excavator? Do we have time to dig dams? The answer to that now is yes, we do.
Yeah.
Do we have the skill set? No, we don't.
We're going to eat an omelette, but in closing,
in closing, it's great to reflect on, there's a lot of hard work and there's a lot of hard days and sweat and snow and rolling around in duck shit and whatever else. So sometimes it's good to stop like that and acknowledge that these systems are really robust and they are effective and they're working. Then there's the benefits to the animals. It's great to watch the animals in there, and you know, cows don't smile, I guess, but they look pretty happy. They look pretty happy to me.
I think whenever a cow, they shut up, like that's like a good sign.
Yeah, well, when you can hear them just grazing like that, I mean, they're obviously in their element. And then there's the obvious effects of the ecology of that soil. I mean, that's in essentially one pass down there. I mean, that's only been fenced off for less than 12 months, that little cell. So it just goes to show, if you're willing to dive into some multi-speciation and get those different levels of fertility and different types of disturbance, you can really slingshot your progression. It's not people in regen talk about 7 or 8 years. Well, you know, we haven't cheated down there, and that's only been sort of 12 months. So yeah, have a go. Whatever animals you've got, get them in there, and you never know, you could get results like that.